Welcome to Riverbend Talent on WBGZ, brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Another Riverbend Talent on a Thursday night, and the sea shanty sing along already underway down at Morrison's Irish Pub. Don't forget, Rock the Hops coming August 9th, and it's time if you're a venue or an artist to apply to play Rock the Hops. August 9th, sponsors needed as well, and you can get your early bird tickets for rockthehopsalton.com. Also going on tonight, the open mic down at the Conservatory at 7:30. Kevin Gruen underway up at George's Pub and Grill in Jerseyville until 9 o'clock. Matt Heaton underway at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville until 9. Blake Foltz, 9 o'clock tonight at the Backstage Bar and Patio in Edwardsville. Ryan Holting underway at the Cabin at Judy Creek until 9 o'clock. Strings and Strings and Keys from 7 to 11 tonight at Deutz Village Inn and Pontoon Beach. We've got the Gateway Close-Up Magic Convention. John Johnson performing there from 5 to 7. So you better hurry to get to the Doubletree in Collinsville. Adam Gaffney, he started at 5:30, goes until 8:30 tonight. The Prairie Inn in Dorsey. The open mic up at Mississippi Culture in Staunton tonight with Spencer McDowell. And then Experience Live Music Row going on down there in Belleville. Mr. Pigpen, the star of the show. I pass it on to you now because we have a guest in the studio who's we're gonna play some original music. Hopefully, here.
But before we jump into our guest tonight, I just want to comment on that Thursday night. A nice Thursday night in our little Sleepy River town area here.
Yeah, and I'm sure I missed a few.
We got to be happy to have that many places that have music on a Thursday night, and it seems like it's growing pretty constantly. But before we move on to the guest, thank you for putting all that together because not only is it a great place to see where people are playing, it's a great way for bands to see where they could play. A great way for the venues to see who's out there playing.
And you're talking about the website.
The website, cottonmouth.org, and that's what we're reading off of here. You're the one who compiles the list. So.
Well, we couldn't do it without Halpin Music Company and our other sponsor, the handsome Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance. And stuck with us now. We're headed towards 10 years at some point, Pippin. Y'all forgot to mention the truckers are at Past Eddie's tonight from 6 to 10.
Ah, there you go. One more on Thursday night. So, and then we got pages and pages going Friday and Saturday. We'll get to all of this. We'll get to everything happening around the Riverbend this weekend. However, I got Mr. Dean Justus sitting in the house with me. Justus and the Experience. What's going on, man?
Doing great.
Yeah. So for anybody else, a lot of people who get out and see music already know what Justus and the Experience is. For anyone who doesn't, it is a unique experience. It is a unique experience to see, Dean, because it's not like something you've probably seen before, even though some of the songs may be familiar.
Yes.
So explain your show as in your own words, and then I'll tell you where I think you're wrong.
Please do. I always love constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? I definitely love some constructive criticism.
I don't know how constructive I'll be.
I had to describe my music. I would say it's a unique sound with original messages from the heart and to the people. I write my music because, one, I love playing music, but also because I want people to know that they're not alone out there. So my songs and my music really comes from my soul and my heart, and is just a message to the people.
Talk a little straight.
It is a message to the people and everything like that. So
nice.
I would just describe my music as a good vibe music, probably American folk, original ukulele, just something you're not going to be able to experience on a video or anywhere else. You have to be there. That's the reason it's just us and the Experience.
So there you go. Justus and the Experience. You said the key word that I was waiting for, ukulele.
Ukulele, yes.
It's the ukulele, so you play a ukulele. However, in addition to and you brought up original music. You have original music. We're going to play one of your songs. We've got it keyed up and ready to go here. As we get into the show, we'll play some of that original music. However, I've seen your show and you will play familiar songs. You don't just do original music. You'll throw out covers and you'll play songs that I can sing along with that I know. However, they never sound, unlike some bands that are trying to make it sound like the record, you're just doing your version.
Yes.
And it is done on a ukulele. Now, a lot of people, you think of ukuleles, of course, Tiny Tim comes to mind.
First thing that comes to my mind is Tiny Tim. Yeah, that dude was creepy.
I was thinking of the big Hawaiian guy doing Somewhere Under the Rainbow. That's amazing.
Yes,
it is.
And I mean, that they are cool instruments.
Why do big guys play ukuleles? I mean, do they tend to look bigger?
Funny.
Yeah.
It's like those twins on the tricycles. You're just like, okay.
The other one I thought of was Steve Martin in The Jerk.
Yes.
When he plays the ukulele.
Yes. A banjo player playing a ukulele.
That's how I started out. That's how I started out, was play on stringed instruments, was playing a banjo.
So how is a ukulele, for those of us who are not so musically inclined, how's a ukulele tuned? And
it's tuned in the key of C, basically. Not basically, but it's tuned in the key of C. So, you'd have like from top to bottom, I guess it'd be G, C, E, A. So we're in the key of C, to where like a guitar is done in the key of E, a fiddle is done in the key of F, banjo in the key of G, stuff like that. So we're tuned in the key of C.
Okay.
And to tell you the truth, the key of C is one of the best, I think, keys to be tuned in, because when you play it, you can't help but to feel that happiness inside of you. You feel that joy when it comes across. It just hits a little bit different.
Oh yeah, there are. It's funny because there are certain keys, certain notes. I mean, D minor is the saddest of all.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And an A7 is the best.
It's like you're strumming on a G, you're just having a nice day, going outside, go to the C, we've stepped outside. D, we're having a sunny day. Then you hit an E, we're going to have some weather.
E7, here comes the storm.
I mean, it's funny how there's emotion attached to so many. And really, I mean, we laugh about it of some guys I play where we say that's the key. Is it doesn't matter. The Butthole Surfers guitar player would play every wrong note in a scale, but he does it with intent and he does it meaning it, and it sounds so cool.
Yeah. And then reproduces it live, which is very important.
I know, which is the most mind blowing part of that whole. I always thought that their whole thing was they were cooked up in a laboratory, and then I watched a video of them live, and I went, oh no, they can actually reproduce that. Oh, they're so good.
So it was only studio produced?
I really did. And there's a lot of bands that I've kind of like, oh, it's cooked up in studio. Man. You can't do that.
like you were saying and everything like that, the feeling it gets, that's kind of what stuck me on it. Was I was playing the banjo with another band and everything like that, and all of a sudden this girl kept bringing an ukulele over, and I kept telling her, I don't want to take this toy home and play it. I play a banjo.
Right.
And eventually she was like, this ukulele is from Hawaii. I brought it over from Hawaii, and my mom and dad got pregnant with me in Hawaii, so I was originally
conceived.
I wasn't
not
born in Hawaii, but conceived. 3 weeks before I was born, my mom came back to Granite City and had me. And then my 9th grade year of high school, I met one of my best friends in the world, and his parents were pregnant with him on the island, the same as my parents were pregnant with me on the island. We met in Granite City, Illinois, our 9th grade year, and then later on that ukulele showed up. So when she said Hawaii, I took it home, and the feeling and the sound, it was the sound, once the sound hit, like a whole new world just opened up for me from it, from the ukulele.
I as much as I collect instruments, I'm not good at playing any, but I tend to collect them because I'm in love with it.
Oh yeah.
I do have a uke bass, and it's amazing. It's one that you plug. It's got a pickup in it, and I didn't mean to buy it. It was one of these, like, I was not in the market, but it just happened. And when I got home and plugged it into an amp, I was shocked.
Oh, how beautiful!
At the sound and the deepness of this tiny. It's so small, but it sounds huge.
Yes.
Matter of fact, Graham Pagano a local musician, stopped by my house, and I was showing it to him, and he immediately went into Running with the Devil, boom, because it was just such a low, and he's like, I can't believe this, this little thing puts that out. Those such small instruments put out
a huge sound. Huge sound. It has, as I say, an ukulele has a huge personality.
Yeah.
And the person behind it has to be able to hold that personality. If that makes sense. Because, I mean, when I first started playing ukulele, just to let you know, I'd walk on stage and people would literally start looking at me like, what the hell's this dude doing?
Right. What do
You know, like, oh, like, and then I'd start playing, obviously, and stuff, and they'd be like, oh my gosh, dog, like, this ain't what I expected, you know? And they'd fall in love with it at that point because it was so out of anything they'd ever seen. And it wasn't so outlandishly ridiculous that they fell in love with it. And then the message would hit, and then they'd really like absolutely just be like, wow, man, this is something special.
So that takes me back to what we were talking about with the show. The show is an awesome show because you have this, it's this good time feel, but it's something that very few people have seen, a ukulele show. And even if they saw a ukulele performer, it probably wasn't a whole show. Where you're doing a whole show up there, and like I say, in addition to what you're writing, you're throwing out songs that we know and love.
We throw out popular known songs, definitely.
But at the same time, it's this version that is so fun to listen to.
Thank you.
Even though it's not assuming the form of the record necessarily.
Yes.
But which to me is what makes it a unique
well, that's
experience.
what makes music so special, man, is the fact of being able to take something and make it your own.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people have a hard time doing that with music and songs and in life, is to be able to grab something that somebody else has produced or created or whatnot and be able to make it their own. You know, they always want to emulate or imitate or try to sound exactly like them or be them, honestly, is what they're trying to be, period. You know what I'm saying? But when you can actually take a song and make it your own, it's a very special treat. It doesn't mean that you take credit for the song or you go out and you make tons of money, but you make it your own, man. That, you know, the feeling that you got from the song, because everybody interprets a song different. And that's how a song should be. It should be open for interpretation to everybody, you know, their own interpretation. So
Dennis calls it tracing the Mona Lisa.
I love it.
True, yeah.
I thought about totally what it is.
Yeah.
I never thought about it like that.
Doing cover art.
Yeah.
Where I just get up and trace stuff.
Totally. That's all I'm doing is just going around the outlines of it, man. And that's all I got to do is stay within the lines as you color.
I do cover comedy all the time. I steal jokes everywhere I go.
That one's a little harder to get away with because people get offended when you do that.
Luckily, I'm
you stole
immune.
that joke.
Luckily, I'm immune to the consultations.
Hey, I'll tell you what, you get across some people, they get offended when you play their music, too. It's sad. It's like, dude, that's an honor, man. If somebody went out and played my song or wanted to learn my song, oh my gosh, what a blessing.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
I brought up Graham Pagano a while ago. He's a local guy that plays it, and me and him have wrote a lot of music together over the years. But we also swap music back, you know. And one day he gives me a CD, and about 3 songs in, I'm like, sounds familiar. And I realize he recorded one of my songs. And this is like, I got goosebumps. Somebody cared enough. He actually listened to the whole song if he recorded it. Nobody's ever listened to a whole song of mine. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like the first time they sing it back to you.
Oh, yeah.
you just kind of look at, I mean, the first time it happened to me on stage, I literally lost my words and didn't know how to sing anymore for a moment.
Well, it's because that moment hit you that somebody's listening. Somebody just paid attention.
Yeah,
I didn't think anybody did that anymore.
No.
And but you're right. Like the interpretation of the song. I was listening on the way down here, listening to some music, and the Tom Waits song "I Don't Want to Grow Up" came on, but it was a Hayes Carl version. So that's a country version as opposed to an avant-garde version. But the first time I remember hearing it was the Ramones doing a punk rock version.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same song, but I've said that to musicians where we kind of talk about a good song versus a great song, or you know, and I'm like, well, to me. A good song, you can do it in any genre, any speed, and it's still a good song. And if a song still holds true in 100 years, well, that's a great song. If it means anything 100 years from now, that's an amazing song right there.
Yeah. There was a point where I was paying attention to that. When I'd hear a song that's been around for 20, 30 years or whatnot, I'd sit back and I'd ask what made that song great. Was it the era? Was it the message? Was it the players? Was it the marketing? Like what was it? You know, because a great song just does not go away. My kids and the grandkids know songs that we grew up on that are great songs.
Well, and like you say, it's all relevant to the time and place too. You got to realize "Mary Had a Little Lamb" was a hit of the day. It was like the Uptown Funk for that generation. You got to hear the song about Mary. She's a girl with a little lamb. I'm not doing it justice.
Row, row, row your boat, man. One of the saddest songs you'll ever know.
Ring Around the Rosies. That's a funeral song, man. Totally. Pocket full of posies coming up to smell the dead body. Yeah. It's like you wonder when Mary Had a Little Lamb hit #1 on the charts. What did it take out? Like Johnny Had a Little Smallpox? I mean, what were the other songs that it was up against?
Totally. The farmhouse burnt down.
So we are talking to Justus and Experience, and you are getting ready to do a small tour, basically.
Yeah, Route 66 tour this year. This spring tour will be through Illinois, Missouri, and stuff. It'll be all through April.
And you're pretty much going down Route 66.
Oh, yeah. I'll be driving Route 66. I'm going to have to, jump off for a couple shows in May, a couple places, but I'll jump back on. And then May, around June, I'll jump back on Route 66 again whenever I come back for a Solstice Festival and Under the Stars Festival here in St. Louis. Yeah. I'll cruise to Chicago and come back through St. Louis because I'm starting in St. Louis since it's just right here and I live in Granite City, which is Route 66, so I mean, what a better place to start. So I'll leave out of there and I'll go a little bit north to like Staunton, maybe 20, 30 miles. And then I'll start out of St. Louis. And
so that start tomorrow night at Jacob Myers?
Yes, it starts tomorrow night in Granite City, Illinois. Jacob Myers on 2400 block of Edwards, 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock. They got wonderful food there. It's going to be great entertainment. And like I said, it's the start to the Route 66 tour. So it's going to be a really, really special show. We have Dave Clark with us. Which is like one of the most amazing drummers out of St. Louis. Great soul.
And just a great guy.
Yeah,
just
great
a good
soul.
Guy.
100%, man. I got blessed when he came along into my life and everything.
I've bumped elbows with Dave over the years several times. I never really jammed with him, I don't think, anywhere, but bumped elbows with him here and there. Always just such a nice guy.
A great guy,
just always fun to work with.
But not only do we do Jacob Myers Friday night, we also got Cafe Piazza Saturday night. And Benji from Brighter Side will actually be doing a solo gig there with me as well and stuff. And that's at 1900 Arsenal in St. Louis, right off of 55. And like I said, this weekend is just so huge to start out this tour and stuff like that, coming out of Granite City and going into St. Louis. And to be able to start this message, because what this really is this is not a music tour. This is a message. This is the message to the people. This is a message to the world, the universe, everything, man. Don't give up on us. Don't give up on us, man. Don't give up on the human race, man. We ain't done yet, man. It may seem like a bunch of shit's going crazy and it's confusing and everything, but definitely don't give up on us, man, because when it comes down to the bottom of it, our hearts are real and love is real and love always wins. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to get it out there to don't give up.
Well, I don't know about anybody else. I'm sure lots of people would agree. The vibrations of music are the easiest way to get a message to me.
Well, it's the answer to peace, I believe. It's the universal answer to peace is music.
Let's see. What was Hendrix? That when the power of love is stronger than the love of power, we will know peace.
We will know peace, 100%. 100%.
Good luck.
No, that's the thing is I'm not trying to bring peace to the world, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to bring peace to people's hearts.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, that leads out the peace to their world, their existence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it ain't about making the world perfect because I can't do that. I don't have that power. I don't have that authority, but I can definitely change somebody's heart to make their world a little bit better.
Well, and personal peace amongst the many spreads.
Yes.
Just like anything else, just like misery spreads.
So does happiness, so does happiness.
So does happiness, man. And to me, it's always easier to smile than it is to frown. So
well, it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile.
And I'm lazy.
And it's a choice.
And you're lazy. I don't work out much.
I'm lazy, so it's just easier to smile. As you know.
That's great. That's great.
So this is awesome. Now, did you set this tour up yourself?
Yes, I'm doing this all myself.
Because without an agent to set up a tour, without someone booking behind you, that's a lot to do. You're the business guy. You're the road guy. Because when you're on the road,
it can definitely become a heavy load at times. You know what I'm saying? And definitely sometimes you can almost get overwhelming. But yeah, I do all aspects by myself at this point. Just because I don't want the message to get watered down, diluted, anything like that. And on top of that, really it's easier for me to go out this time by myself and put this out because like I said, these two songs I just released, they're not even for me. They're for the people, you know what I'm saying, and stuff. I'll release my songs next and go and party and hang out and do the things I do in life, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm going to really go and do this, I need to do it for the people first and do it for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this time I just kind of put it all together myself. Just started booking shows. I recorded the song, put it out this 2 weeks ago on 150 different streaming platforms. So you can find it darn near anywhere. If you look for it, you may have to look for it because it's going to be buried at this point. I don't promote much. I don't do social media much. I do, but I don't do as much as I probably should, you know, for people to find it. And that will change as I go along this tour. Obviously, you know, it'll get more and more, but yeah, you can pretty much find it anywhere at this point, man. I mean,
All the big spots for sure.
Big and small.
We just found it on your YouTube channel.
Yes,
2 minutes ago.
Yeah. You can find it YouTube, Spotify.
And that's Just Us.
Just Us. JUSTUS.
The Experience.
Yep.
Is that the YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, I looked at it so fast. I don't remember.
Yes, Just Us and the Experience.
And the Just Us is pushed together as one word.
Yes.
Justus.
Yeah, same as my last name.
Yeah. Justus?
Yeah, my name is Dean Justus, JUSTUS.
There you are.
You know, and everything. So, yeah, you know, I just used my name. But at the same time, I use my name because I also realized that in the long run, the way the music business usually works, when you get down the way, some people like to infringe on your stuff a little bit. So I figured that in the long run, if anybody wanted to ever come and take Just Us and the Experience, I can just step back and name it Dean Justus and the Experience. You know, I mean, it makes it very simple and easy in the long run. And then the deep meaning, like I said, after I really realized that and did my first couple shows, was people telling me like the experience. You know, we would look at films and we look at everything, and it never was the same. You had to be there to catch the message and to catch the experience. It was the energy there. It was the vibration there. It was the vibe there. You're never going to catch it off of a video. I mean, I'm sorry to say, you may never even catch it off the song recorded, but at least give you a sample or give you a chance to decide on whether you want to come watch a show, whether you want to come see me, whether, you know, what you want to do kind of thing. You know, it just leaves.
Is this ringing your bell or not, man?
Yeah, you know, and I mean, this song's only going to reach the people it needs to reach. No more, no less. You know, and that's the way I believe this. You know, I mean, the people that don't need this song probably don't matter, but the people that need this song, they're going to take it and run with it a little bit.
The people that hear are the people that were supposed to hear it.
100%.
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah, 100%. And that's kind of another reason why I'm doing it all myself, man. I don't want to get the corporate involved. I don't want to get nobody like that involved that like I said, waters this message down. You know, maybe next time when I release my other songs, like, you know, Keep the Love Alive, or, you know, 20 or Roller Coaster Funk or something like that. A little bit different. Maybe then I'll have agents and all that stuff, but yeah, ain't no need.
No, and you know, it's like you say, it's nice to just keep it simple sometimes.
The KISS method.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, silly.
That's not what people tell me. I wish they'd call me silly.
Silly is as silly does.
So it all kicks off tomorrow night. Jacob Myers Bar and Grill, the Route 66 Human Race Tour, and that's the single, Human Race. That's why it's a Human Race Tour, and he'll be playing with the Dave Clark 5. Right?
Dave Clark will be playing with me tomorrow night.
Dave Clark 5.
Oh, it's not him.
I got it. Not Dave Clark 5, but
let's all
Dave
get the
Clark
Wayback Machine here. We're going back to the summer of 1969.
You know, I heard Smash say on my mix the other day that if it wasn't for the Beatles' success, Dave Clark 5 would have been the Beatles. If Smash says it, I'm not arguing with you.
I was going to say Badfinger, but yeah, no matter what.
But yeah, Dave Clark will be playing with me all shows until actually I go to Springfield, Missouri.
Right.
So he'll be playing every show with me.
Saturday night, you're at Mike Piazza's cafe. Or no, Cafe Piazza, not the same guy.
That's the old Benton Park cafe back in the day and everything like that. But yeah, now it's Mike Piazza.
See, I got
No, it's Cafe Piazza in St. Louis.
We know it's not. We know it's not Mike Piazza because they would never allow pond scum in St. Louis, right? Right?
And scum.
I
miss the days of old rivals.
I was checking out Black Label Society one night, and Zach Wild comes out with his phone. And he's like, "Hey, St. Louis, Mike Piazza's on the phone." Everyone boos because he's buddies with him. Well, that's Cafe Piazza.
I saw Cafe Piazza, 1900 Arsenal.
I bet they have pizza.
I hope pizza.
They got Piazza.
Toasted raviolis. I'll tell you this, man. The coolest thing about that spot is their pinball room.
Oh,
they have such an awesome big pinball room. And I know right over here in Wood River, we also have one over here, the Pinball Hall of Fame or whatever it is. But man, that pinball room and that game room over in St. Louis at Cafe Piazza is absolutely huge.
Wow.
I mean, it is just so nice. They probably got about 19 pinball machines. They got arcades. They got pool tables, pinball tables, stuff like that, so.
I want to find a place that's got the old 8 is enough pinball machine. I don't know if that's for real. I don't know if that's a real thing or not.
All right, so let's take a look at what else is going on around the Riverbend this weekend, starting with Friday night. We have live drag performances every weekend in town here at a place called Bubby's and Sissies. That's taking place. And we also have live Irish music all weekend long at Morrison's Irish Pub. Anthony Nanny's going to be at Fast Eddie's. He'll start at 1:30, go to 5:30. Up all night, going to be 7 to 11 at Fast Eddie's. Rum Boogie doing the VFW in Alton from 7 to 11. Dooley Pianos, 7 to 10 at Baker's and Hale and Godfrey. Flip side at the Tri-County Rod and Gun Club, starting at 7 o'clock in Brighton. We've got this band here, Pigpen, Tyrannosaurus Wreck.
Okay, I like it.
7 to 10 at Holiday Shores Marina Bar in Edwardsville, and they're fired up and ready to get rolling for the warm weather. Instant Replay going to do the backstage bar and patio in Edwardsville on Friday. Lanny and Julie at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville from 6 to 9. One of our favorite names, Poor Dirty Astronauts from 5 to 8 at the Stagger Inn again in Edwardsville. And I mistyped there. It says Poot Dirty. Right. You like to change names, Big Ben. I thought I'd give you one maybe there, but
yeah, I was slightly aroused by that one.
Their name's so good we couldn't change it. Poor Dirty Astronauts, right?
The Dirty Astronauts.
Well, can you pronounce the next one? Scott
Knert.
There we go. 6 to 9 at the Chop House in Edwardsville, and Helen back.
Going to Helen back.
Right. The cabin at Judy Creek and Glen Carbon. Also Chaser down at Deutz Village Inn in Pontoon Beach. The rescheduled show from March 6th happening at the Mill. It's Brother Jefferson, and tickets start at $23.15 on that. That probably includes the service charge. We got comedy happening this weekend from a touring comedian Kristen Toomey. We'll do Friday night at Mississippi Culture in Staunton, and I believe Saturday night she's at the burger place in Edwardsville. Right, yeah, so we'll double check that in a minute. But yeah, that kind of wraps up a Friday night. We got a benefit happening
like
Saturday.
Friday night of music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just this side of the river's pretty happening. Yeah.
So after Justus and the Experience plays Jacob Meyer this weekend on Friday night, and then Cafe Piazza on Saturday night. Also coming up, Skeeter's Pub in Staunton on April 12th. On April 13th, Sam's Last Chance Saloon. That's the former Corner Tavern there in Edwardsville, and they'll play on the 13th. Let's see, the 18th, you got Route 66 Kickstand Bar down at Granite City, and the Warehouse in Springfield on April 24th. And then, like you mentioned, the Solstice Private Party from, Thursday, June 19th until June 22nd. That's in Decatur. So that's a road trip, guys.
Yes.
Camping, all that. And more camping in July, under the stars. July 25th through the 27th. That's at the VFW Farm in Brighton, and then back at Sam's Last Chance Saloon on August 3rd. Yes. Any other gigs not posted on your Facebook page?
Well, it just got posted this last week or so, but also on April 19th, there'll be it's a 419 party.
Okay.
You know, 420 party, but it's a 419 party at A Flower Shop in Granite City, 3100 Maryville Road and stuff. I'm pretty sure they got like big Macias out there going to hand out first 100 people worth of food or something like that. They got Spilly Nelson there. They got Fleetwood and family there. They got Justus and Experience. They got giveaways. They got cornhole tournaments going on that day. I mean, like
family show.
Cornhole. Yeah, you know, be careful, man. You know that stuff gets wicked. I love some good cornhole.
So that's the four.
That's 419. That's on 419.
Yeah, ride your bicycle. It's bicycle day.
Yes, it's definitely bicycle day. You know, don't drive under the influence. Only ride under the influence. But yeah, and then like you said, you know, we got the Solstice party up in Decatur, Illinois coming. John Griffin, I've been going up there for the last 3 or 4 years and absolutely love that show. It is a private party type thing, but that's where my Route 66 for Chicago and back will actually start. And like you said, Under the Stars and the VFW, that's going to be a show and a half. I mean, if you guys ain't getting tickets for that, you are missing out on one of the best shows on the East Side coming up this year. Mm-hmm. You got Cluster Pluck. I mean, you got Fleetwood. You got Brighter Side, you got me, you got Hideous Gentlemen. I mean, like Spilly, the list just goes on, and it's only getting better as they go, as they get the vendors and as they get everything lined up. You know, I mean, Josh Witt throwing this show and Spilly throwing this show, their family and the love in that family and what they do is absolutely special. It's very, very special. So make sure you check that out and grab yourself some tickets, man. Camping all weekend long, good times, good people, good vibes. You know, and when you get back home, you definitely won't regret it.
Yeah. Last year we'll have Josh back on to talk about that closer to the event. We had him on maybe a month or two ago as he was just getting it figured out, and so there's a video out there.
Josh is one of the reasons I play music. I mean, I've been playing music all through high school and everything like that, but afterwards, he was the band I was in was called The Odd Conversation with Josh Witt and Fleetwood and all them playing the banjo. Right. And I started playing the baritone, or not the baritone, the ukulele. And then we all kind of did our own thing, and now here's where we're at. But yeah, me and Josh would have put albums out in the basement of hip hop back in the day of 2002 and all kinds of stuff throughout the years. Open mics. Yeah, I love that, man.
All right. So we talk every now and again about getting educated on here. He's actually educated me on something I didn't realize I was doing all these years. What instrument does he play?
Ukulele.
Okay, because I heard you say
ukulele. Yeah, with a Y.
That's right.
Uke.
So let's get that straight. It's ukulele. Ukulele. And that makes way more sense. Yeah. Why did people start?
Because it's a UK. Yeah,
it has nothing to do with the UK.
It doesn't.
So now I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can educate Justus here.
All right.
You know what a tipple is?
Tipple?
Yeah. It's a 12-string ukulele.
Really?
Yeah. We had one on the show.
Yeah, super interesting because I played 8 strings. You know, where it's like almost like a 12-string guitar.
So it's a mandolito.
Mandolito.
Yeah, I've seen those. Those are cool. Guitar-sized ukuleles.
Yeah.
They're awesome sound and like I heard one in a nice quiet environment, just that and an acoustic guitar, and it was beautiful. I heard this exact same instrument played in the pageant with a rock band, and you couldn't hear it. I mean, it was okay, but you couldn't hear it ring. You couldn't hear the overtones. You couldn't hear it. You know, it was the playing in the quiet. Oh man, what a beautiful! But he had. Yeah. Did you still have it? You had it.
No, I gave it back. A picker family found this thing, right? Because I didn't know what it was, and he hands it to me. And he's like, do you know what this is? And I'm like, well, it looks like a ukulele, but it's got 12 strings on it. I don't know exactly what this thing is called. So he's like, well, it needs a little repair. You know anyone who can do it? I'm like, of course I know somebody who can do it. You go talk to Halpin Music Company. I took it down to Halpin Music Company.
My baritone friend.
Right? And they looked at it and went, let me do some research on it. You know, so, you know, and they've been doing business forever, right? Yeah. You know, 60 years, easy, right?
Since the medieval times.
So,
for real. For real.
Young lady took it home and got her all.
Yeah.
So is it still tuned in the key of C and everything? Or?
Now, see, now you're asking questions I can't answer.
All right.
Yeah.
And you said it was 12 strings.
It's 12 strings.
All right.
Yeah, we did a whole show on it.
And we had the I can't remember her name, but we had the Luther who worked on it. The luthier, she came in and she told us that she had looked up the instrument, told us a little history on the instrument, and 12-string ukulele is the way it is described. They
still make them?
I don't think so.
Not since 1883, if not.
Honestly, it's something like that.
Columbus came over to America.
It truly looked like something you would see like over in England or Scotland back in the days of kings and knights, someone walking around a cat, I mean, it looked really old.
When you talk about it, I picture like either an Indian person playing one of them big old stringed, with all the strings,
right? Yeah.
Or it would remind me of, like you said, back in the day, the jester or the person in the kingdom that carried around the 12-stringed instrument and played it with the teardrop bottom. It was almost like an ukulele or a mandolin or whatever they called it back in the day.
Yeah, so it was Kelsey Chavez from Halpin Music Company who did all the research and repaired it. She had never seen anything like it, but figured out how to repair it. They do such a great job down there. She'd done tons of acoustic instruments, and I was like, come on, give it a shot. I mean, you got to learn, because she was like, I'm going to send this to somebody who knows more. I'm like, no, you're not. You're going to figure it out, Kelsey. I know you can do this, And so she did and brought it in, and we've done a whole show on that. And, I think she found out that this is an experimental instrument. Let's see if we can do this. And it just wasn't very popular because, 12 strings on that.
Play, man. Yeah. I mean, think about getting some of them chords and stuff like that. I mean, you play it with both hands up on the neck and just strum it with your beard. How do you play 12 strings like that? I imagine it was a littler neck, obviously, and stuff, just like a guitar, a 12-string guitar.
It was beautiful woodwork.
I was going to say it was a finely built instrument. It was no, shoddily put together.
See, now here in the next couple of years, after I do some more of this music and everything like that, that's the one thing I would love to get into is actually making a couple ukuleles.
There you go.
Just personal ukuleles, no business, nothing like that, but just ukulele's like passion of my love and my life, and so why not build one? Why not know how it's built? I mean, I fix and repair my own at this point and stuff, but I mean that's always a trial and error. But it'd be cool to get one of them little ukulele kits and build one, or to go and find the wood and to go to one of these, like down in Branson, Missouri or whatever, they had them ukulele or them instrument building shops that they offer, and go down there and build one, man, and just be like, cool, You I built my own ukulele. I get to play every once in a while.
I agree. That to me, I'm just now starting to get into the idea of setting up my own guitar instead of paying someone to set. And it's like, well, why shouldn't I know this?
100%.
It's just getting to know your instrument that much better. But it's also one of those things
you succeed at it.
I was going to say it's also one of those things that it's a trial and error. So I don't want to do it on my playing guitar.
That's funny. That's funny.
So, if people just tuning in, we're talking to Drew Justus, his group.
Dean Justus.
Yep. Dean. It's all good. Call me anything you want. Just don't call me late to dinner.
I got it written down, but I don't know why I went to Drew for some reason. Anyways, I mess up a lot. It's okay.
We all do.
Right?
And the human race.
Yes, a new single.
We're making so many mistakes.
There's a tour and a single, Human Race.
I got Human Race single, and also got the If Heaven Had a Phone.
Okay.
I dropped as well, but we're gonna do. I just want to do the Human Race at this point tour and stuff like that. Maybe down the line, some years later or something. Maybe I'll do something with If Heaven Had a Phone. But at this point, when I look around and I'm watching just people and news and things that's going on, and with everything going on, it is just absolutely just mind-blowing and eye-opening and just heartbreaking and, exhilarating and uplifting and all it's like every emotion put into one. And at this point, I so believe that the people need this right now. I so believe that people need this message, And it's just because watching everybody argue, watching everybody fight, watching everybody
hatred is at an all-time high.
Gosh, it's insane.
It seems
the fear
to be,
is at an all-time high. Opinions are an all-time high.
And nobody's allowed to just disagree anymore. I have to hate you if you don't agree with me, and it's like I don't have time to hate people right now, man. I got 45 days left, and I don't know how many days I got left. But
exactly.
I mean,
tomorrow could be your last day. You want to spend your last day hating?
Yeah, arguing,
or as I explain to people sometimes, and this is the way I look at the world, right? And not to get religious or nothing like that, but God experiences life through us, right? And if God is experiencing life through us, what kind of life do you want God to experience?
Yeah.
What kind of life do you want the source? Do you want the creator, whatever, to experience? I mean, because he experiences it all, but through your existence and your experience, what do you want him to experience? If you want him to experience hate, he'll take it. I mean, he loves to experience it. He loves to experience all aspects of life.
Well, one of the reasons
shadiness, I think, is what I don't know.
One of the reasons I messed up your name is because I never say Dean.
Yeah.
I call it Justus and the Experience. That's just us.
Yes.
Right? And the Experience, that's how you find it on Facebook. That's how you find it on YouTube.
Anywhere.
Anywhere you want to search for music. And you're not going to have to search any longer because we got it queued up.
Awesome.
Let's say it's time we play some of this.
I agree. I heartily agree.
I'm going to push a button. Oh, wow. Check that out. We got mail. We got mail right before we played the song. Amazing. Perfect. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't know about you all, but as I look around and watch the news and stuff, it breaks my heart, See all the pain, all the suffering of the world. My message to you today is don't give up on the human race, y'all. Because there's only one race, and that's the human race. And I won't give up on the human race, even though we make so many mistakes. I don't care what the newsman says, no. And I won't give up on the human race, even though we're making so many mistakes. Only one race, and that's the human race. Oh. Why do we teach our kids how to hate, lie, and steal, and misbehave? If we don't teach them love, they'll never know the way. And I say, look into the future and we're holding on the past, never living in the present days at last. To die, never live is a crying shame, I tell you. I won't give up on the human race, even though we're making so many mistakes. I don't care what you got to say, no. And I won't give up on the human race, even though we're making so many mistakes. Only one race, and that's the human race. No. One in five houses hungry tonight. When you learn the truth to bring it to your right. Man, I wish we could feed them all tonight. And I say, vets are hungry and dying in the streets. This is the cause for our freedom. Man, I swear this shit is tearing me to pieces. And I won't give up on the human race. No. Even though we make so many mistakes, only one race, and that's the human race. No, no, no. So I will not fear nor be silenced now, while the sheep lead the lion around. Only thing I have to fear is God. Now I tell you, and how many mistakes must we have to make before we destroy the human race? Leave this land all to waste. Oh, oh, oh. I won't give up, no, I won't give up. I won't give up, no, I won't give up. I won't give up on the human race. No, no, no. And I won't give up, no, I won't give up. I won't give up, no, I won't give up. I won't give up on the human race. No, no, no.
That's Justus and the Experience, the human race. And we're talking with Justus tonight here on Riverbend Talent, brought to you by the Halpin Music Company and by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis. And I tell you what, the human race, that is groups of musician friends of mine that I know always step up to the plate when it's time to raise some money for folks who need it. And that's why it's important to support live music and art in our area because, you need some relief. Bands are going to volunteer their time and bring some folks in to help you raise money. Ain't that right, Big Ben?
Yeah, and unfortunately, we live in a society that even if you got insurance, when things go bad, you're going to have a benefit because it just doesn't matter anymore how much insurance you got. They drain it quick.
And that's why you need Matt Van Voorhis as your friend.
That's why you need Matt to give you some good insurance, and to have all these bands around that haven't give up on the human race, as Justus is just saying to us, it is an important thing. And I'm assuming you were leading into a benefit with this.
I am. And you remember a couple of weeks ago, we had some tornadoes roll through.
Yeah, a couple of days ago.
It hit West Alton pretty hard, knocked out the grain bin, took it out. And, we just started talking about the grain bin getting up and running, and it was last summer, so they hadn't been going very long.
Yeah.
And I just reached out and contacted them, and they were excited to know about Riverbend Talent and what we're doing over here. So everything was rolling good until that storm rolled through, and now they're going to need some disaster relief. And it's all of West Alton. It's not just them. I just bring them up because that's who we talk about in West Alton. And they're having a benefit over in Portage Day soon on Saturday. And they got bands starting at noon. Dr. Birch, Claudia Rose at 1. 2 o'clock, it's Jake Hooligan Band. At 4 o'clock, Jimmy Richards. 5 o'clock, Colton Coy Band. We almost had them on it. 7 o'clock, Clover. And then from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., got Max Stevens Band wrapping up the night. And that's it. What do you think that is? Froggies?
Froggies. It looks like Froggies in Portage to Sioux.
Right, yeah.
Froggies with an E.
So there you go. It's happening on Saturday over there in Portage Day, Sioux. So if you want to help out the folks in West Alton.
And that side of the river, just across where West Alton, that's a big flat area. It's one of those areas where if a tornado comes through, there's nothing to really break it up, man. It's just a path of destruction all the way through there. So glad to see some people stepping up, going to help try and help that community out.
And we're not surprised. We're not surprised. We see it all the time with bands stepping up to the plate. And, like we mentioned, that's why it's important to support live music in your area because, there's a lot of robots out there. There's a lot of, jukeboxes out there. But it's the live performers who are going to come in and help raise some funds when you need it.
Absolutely. And I love listening to music, recorded music, whatever, but the vibration of live music is just, it's a little different when the air is actually moving. when it's right there. But yeah, everybody get out and help support not only live music, but that community over there in West Alton.
And that's taking place in WBGZ as what we think it's called Voorhis.
Voorhis.
ROGE'. Also taking place on Saturday, we mentioned we always have live Irish music and live drag performances right here in Alton. You can find out all about that at cottonmouth.org. And then Saturday night at the conservatory, we got our original music. That's what we love. And it's Dracula Johnson, Atlas on Fire, who was part of Session 8 for Road to Point Fest. Got to see them last weekend. And they may have won that. They definitely had a huge crowd, really into them. They were the opening band. I was for Unknown and Sailing.
Right.
I don't think they got it. It might have been Atlas on Fire, so we'll find out about that. Hedowski is one of the bands, and then Grandma's Chandelier. That's all taking place at 8 o'clock at the conservatory. A couple of bands at Fast Eddie's, as usual, on a Saturday, 1:30 Naked Soul, 7 o'clock Up All Night. We got Rob Schwartz and Ross McCord, 2 to 5, and then Billy Nelson from 7 to 11 at Baker's Hale and Godfrey. Looks like that's where you're going to be hanging out all day, Pigpen.
Well, that is stumbling distance from my house.
It is. Also, we got the Beam Family Foundation charity. And they present 80s Night with Porch Cafe and guests. And that's going to be at Lewis and Clark College. We got Thomas Taylor IV and Elizabeth Clark, 4 o'clock at the Resurrection Lutheran Church in Godfrey. We've got Tracy Inman Band down at the Refinery Bar in Wood River from 8 until midnight. Danger Party at the Pump House in Wood River. I think they got some pinball machines down there.
They do.
Yeah. Fleetwood and Family, 7 to 11 at Chico's in Wood River. You'll be seeing Justus and the Experience down at Chico's before you know it. I'm just thinking, that's a place for him. Grand Pagano, 6 to 9 at George's Pub and Grill in Jersey. Another good place for Justus and the Experience.
Yeah.
Get that ukulele up to that steakhouse there in Jerseyville.
That'd be awesome.
Here's the Dueling Pianos fundraiser for the Great Rivers Choral Society. How about that? Musicians helping musicians. $25 cover at 7 to 9 at Grafton Winery and Brew House up there in Grafton, of course. The Blackwater Acoustics, 7 to 10 at Holiday Shores Marina Bar in Edwardsville. Trophy Mules, they're going to be at the Sam's Last Chance Saloon from 7 to 10 on Saturday. Dueling Pianos at the Wild E, 1 o'clock. After midnight, 9 o'clock until 1 a.m. at the Back Stage Bar and Patio in Edwardsville. Pete Kryshak Project at Big Daddy's around the corner from 6 to 9. Indiana Ash from 5 to 8 at the Stagger Inn in Edwardsville. What do you think about that?
I'm unsure. I think they're going to burn down the whole state of Indiana and try and smoke their ashes. I'm not sure what they're going to do.
I was thinking, sometimes I smoke some ashes.
Roll me up and smoke me when I die.
That's right. Strange Buffalo from 8 until 11 p.m. at Lyle's Tavern in Maryville. Sweet Bottom at the cabin at Judy Creek from 7 to 11. The Dave Mendoza Band down there at Deutsch Village Inn. That's their stomping ground right there. 8:30 to 12:30 a.m. in Pontoon Beach. Flip side from 7 to 11 at Bindy's in Granite City. And let's see, what else? Harvest Drive, 7 to 11 at the Route 66 Kickstand in Granite City, where you can check out Justus and the Experience on his tour coming up. Let's see, what date is that one? This is April 18th. Justus and the Experience will be at the Route 66 Kickstand Bar. They got Dolly Parton Day. And that's a benefit for St. Peter's Lutheran School with magicians, Professor Longhair from 3 to 5. And then music, live music from 6 to 10. They hadn't listed it yet, but there's a Saturday, Jack Tweston up at the Mississippi Culture from 7 to 10 in Staunton. So. And then there's still Sunday, and you can check all that out at cottonmouth.org. We did not have time to get through the list, and that is a good thing, right?
That is a good thing sometimes. But, like you say, a lot going on in our area. Anyone says there's nothing to go do, well, you're just not paying attention.
So check out the brand new releases from Justus and the Experience on YouTube. You can check it out on all the streaming platforms. You can check out some Ukulele Live Friday night at Jacob Myers Bar and Grill as he kicks off the Route 66 Human Race Tour. If you missed that, head over to St. Louis on Saturday for Cafe Piazza and more of the Justus and the Experience Route 66 tour. He'll be playing April 12th at Skeeter's Pub in Staunton at Sam's Last Chance on the 13th. That's the Old Corner Tavern in Edwardsville. And then, let's see, Route 66 Kickstand, we just mentioned, on the 18th of April. He's playing the 419 Festival down there in Granite City. A Flower Shop, right? The Warehouse, Route 66 in Springfield on April 24th, 6 p.m. start there. And then, there'll be some more dates announced at that point. And eventually coming back here to do the Under the Stars Festival with Spilly Nelson and all the boys. July 20th.
Then he's going to head south on 66. He's going to go all the way to Baja, Mexico. No,
I wish. I wish. Now, I will say this, I didn't mention it and everything earlier, but a percentage of the proceeds and percentage of the money that I make on the Route 66 tour will be put back into the community of Granite City.
There you go.
I want to start a thing of trying to help Granite City, like maybe cut some trees, maybe put an HVAC unit in, maybe clean up some litter, maybe, give the schools 10 ukuleles, something in the lines of just making the community a little bit better, because I want people to be able to come to the community and enjoy the community and enjoy the music and stuff like that. In order to do that, we all need to come together, and what a better way to do that than through music?
Big selection of ukuleles at Halpin Music Company, and I would suggest that you get down there and talk to them if you decide to give some of them away, because I'm sure they'll step up to the plate. That's what they do for all the school kids, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely.
And then if you need some insurance, the man to talk to is Mr. Matt Van Voorhis. He's making this possible for all these musicians because he's one of them.
Yeah.
He's a guitar player with Stubblefield. If you didn't know that, you know it now. That's right.
That's my mom's maiden name.
Yeah, well.
That's my whole family.
I'm afraid to tell you the man Van Voorhis is already married, but he may fool around. I don't know.
Either way,
he fooled around with Pigpen, I think.
Fooled around and fell in love. That's what he did. So there you go. Hey, big thanks to Matt Van Voorhis and Macias Insurance for sponsoring the show for almost a decade now, along with Halpin Music Company. They allow this jackassery to continue week after week, allow us to come in and talk about what's happening in our music and our art community, and you get to meet people like Dean Justus. Thanks so much for coming down.
It's an honor. I thank you guys. What a privilege.
I absolutely had a good time, and we will check back with you when you get back from that Route 66 tour.
Yes.
And so everybody out there, go check him out if you get a chance this weekend. If not, he will be back and the Under the Stars right here in our own neighborhood for sure. So whenever you get a chance, check out Just Us and the Experience, and take his advice. Don't give up on the human race. Do get out and support local music and art.